They controlled everything in both games last year, going 2-0. And now Washington's starting group. Nene and Gortat team up in the paint. Garrett Temple is out there with Wall. And it's Porter in the small forward. Nowitzki's shot is no good.
And how about last year? Dirk Nowitzki jumping to 7th all-time in scoring. I mean, passing the great Moses Malone for that spot, and he surely will keep climbing this season.
Williams kicks to Nowitzki. Offline from the high post. Porter passes to Wall. Nice ball movement by Washington. And the shot is good. Nene's got his first points of the night.
Great pass. John Wall is really good at finding the open man.
Great offensive performance they're putting on.
You see the benefit of knocking down baskets consecutively because it leads to the confidence growing and growing.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
Nowitzki a screen. Williams kicks to Matthews. Shot clock at 6. Williams with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
And you know, it took them a while to get going, but they finally connected now on their 4th shot of the game. And you know, one thing about Darren Williams, he used to get to the charity stripe at will. At the height of his career, he's averaging almost 6 free throws a game. The last couple seasons, he's been down around 3. Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Here's Nene. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Nene's got his second basket of the night. And Clark, for Darren Williams, it clearly has the handle and the strength to get to the basket, but no longer the explosion that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, you know, he's had some ankle injuries, and that certainly is a part of that. And he's also in his 30s now, so largely a perimeter jump shooter, but still can impact the game with his deep shooting and playmaking. You rarely see him missing dunks, but the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough. Dirk Nowitzki, he can dish the rock, too.
Now here's Wall. Pass to Gortat. Back to Wall. They get the rebound. And the shot's good from Nene.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches. He used to say, that ain't gonna get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
Here is Matthews, following the basket by Nene. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Temple dishes to Nene. Here's Porter. That's tipped. Fast break Dallas. Here's Williams. Rejected by Wall. To the left wing. Here's Temple. Misses off the right iron.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up. That time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you could hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
The first free throw is good. And when you watch Wes Matthews, you see he's just a fantastic perimeter defender, Clark. He can match up well at either the 2 or the 3.
His combination, Kevin, of length and strength and lateral movement make him an outstanding defensive player.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. JaVale McGee's checked in for Pachulia. Villanueva comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Anderson, he's checked in for Chandler Parsons. And Barea subbed in for Williams.
Boy, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger clock right now.
Yeah, it's with them.
And guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up. And for Matthews, you know, he knows that he's a strong defender. And so last year, his claim was that he was the best two-way shooting guard in the NBA.
Porter passes the wall. Now the feed to Gooden. He kicks it to Temple. He wants to get it to Nene and does. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Listen, he has a chance to be considered the best two-way player at his position, and not sure if he is the clear-cut winner of that debate, but he is in the conversation.
And Nene, a guy with an incredibly strong start to his career in Denver, the first Brazilian to ever be selected in the first round. Voted, as you may recall, to the NBA All-Rookie team.
Yeah, and came into the league just a tremendously raw talent, really developed faster than a lot of people expected, but what has been the case for him is the injury bug. I mean, the knee, the foot, shoulder, Achilles, you name it, he's had it, and it's hindered his career somewhat.
And cancer. He's beaten cancer.
That's a very good point.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. For Washington, they have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today. That free throw missing. Mavericks making a switch here. Harris is checked in. No good on the second free throw.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
And here's Barea. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Gooden with the steal. With 1 on the clock. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Wizards lead by 5. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And welcome back to our special presentation of the NBA for Martin Luther King Day. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards?
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Really a big part of why they're on top here. The defense has been on point.
JaVale McGee is out there with Powell. Then there's J.J. Barea. Then it's Devin Harris. And it's Parsons in at the 3. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Now here's Nene. Banked in off the glass. Nene's got 9 points.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
Harris kicks to Barea. Back to Harris. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. And guys, over the last 2 seasons, Devin Harris has been a backup point guard, but one could argue that he's outperformed the guys that are directly ahead of him.
That's exactly right, Kevin. I mean, Harris came back to the team that he started his career with to be a support player, but injuries, trades, and generally poor fits elevated Harris's importance to the team.
For Washington, Chris Humphries has checked in for Nene. Beal comes in for Garrett Temple. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. The Wizards making a switch here. Morris is checked in. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Count the bucket. Beal's got his first points in this one.
You know, getting back to Devin Harris, he can really help you. But you want to do one thing, limit his minutes. 11 full seasons under his belt. Slender in build. It's best to play him around half the game if you can.
And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Wizards.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And it doesn't look like they'll be giving up on any plays tonight either. Their offensive rebounding has also been equally as impressive.
You know, talking about the veteran Harris, his quickness was still apparent last season, and his skill set was a good fit for Coach Carlisle's flow offense. I mean, this guy's been around a long time, and there are very few that are quicker than him with the ball.
You know, in Dirk Nowitzki, you start to wonder if he's the best foreign-born player ever. Of course, you have a lot of competition for that distinction. I mean, you got Hakeem, Nash, Parker, just to name a few. And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And, Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Mavericks trailed by 9. Back to the topic of Nowitzki as the greatest foreign-born player ever. I think Hakeem Olajuwon. Clark is really his only challenger.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I'd keep Hakeem at the top of that list just because of his presence and impact at both ends of the floor. But Dirk, clearly one of the all-time greats in NBA history. I really like the fact that he's getting the touches he needs here after not scoring a single point in that first quarter.
Barea dishes to Nowitzki. Well-placed jumper from the free throw line. Nowitzki's got 4 this quarter.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Now here's Sessions, guarded by Barea. Beal gets a wide open look. That falls. Great assist by Ramon Sessions.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Beal with it. Devin Harris covering. Humphries against Parsons. And the dunk by Humphries.
And I like the job they've done with working the basketball. They've been moving and getting quality shots.
And, Greg, their field goal percentage reflects that. I mean, they've been the much better team shooting the ball. And you know me, shooting percentage, always a function of shot selection.
Wizards leading by 12. Well, nobody really knew, Greg, what to make of Washington going into last year's playoffs. They came out strong with a big sweep against a pretty good Raptors team.
Yeah, how about taking them down 4 straight? And it was the first time a team has swept an opponent without home court advantage since 2011. Also was the first sweep for the Wizards in franchise history.
Powell. Shot is off. Good work defensively by Morris. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It goes on Chandler Parsons.
What a performance from Beal here. He has 9 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
Pachulia, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Matthews comes in for Harris. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards.
Oh! About that athletic.
Yeah.
And with that speed, once he took off, the D just had no chance of getting back.
Well, I think they did the right thing. I mean, just give up the 2 points and move forward. Hey, discretion is the better part of valor sometimes. Write that one down, game players. Discretion is the better part of valor.
Matthews passes to Nowitzki with the fadeaway. And that one's good. Nowitzki's got 6 in the quarter.
You don't see that too often, the fadeaway shot when he's wide open. And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Second shot opportunity. It's deflected. And here we go. Washington fast break. It's tipped. And they'll keep possession. But they'll get another chance. Gortat, the second chance point. points on the tip in. Gortat's got 6.
That's purely a hustle play there. Getting to the offensive glass for the tip in, well done.
And that's, a quality you see any strong offensive rebounder possess. And we saw it right there.
And guys, effort is also a talent. You've got to be willing to work if you want to make plays.
And so a pretty lopsided. The break for the start of the second half.
Okay, guys,
thanks again for joining us, and welcome back to our special Martin Luther King Day presentation of the NBA. Bradley Beal having a dominant impact in this game.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
I agree. I mean, whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense is giving him and not trying to do too much. Very much playing within himself.
And on the floor for Randy Whitman as we get into the second half. Nene and Gortat team up in the paint. Wall out there with Garrett Temple. And it's Porter in the small forward position. Pass to Temple. Tipped away. He dishes it to Gortat. Deflected by Nowitzki. They retain possession. Just 3 to shoot. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. It's stolen by Wall. He feeds it to Temple. And good, coming off the assist by Wall. Wall's got 4 assists now tonight.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Oh,
wow.
It's a beautiful jam.
Garrett Temple.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back in this game, I mean, it's really deflating from a morale standpoint. They need stops and points, not turnovers.
Well, for Darren Williams, the injury-riddled campaigns just keep piling up.
Yeah, it's almost difficult to watch considering how good he was when he was healthy. I mean, you're talking about one of the most explosive players in the game over the last decade at the point guard spot. But the injuries, hard to overcome.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
And another fast break for Washington. Wizards running. And that one's good. Temple's got 8 points.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
And, guys, for Darren Williams last season, all those injuries finally affected his shooting. 39% from the field last year, the second lowest mark of his career, and he just couldn't create space or elevate to get the clean looks he had grown accustomed to.
Nene kicks to Wall. Back to Nene. No one near him. And good, coming off the assist by Wall.
An excellent display of passing out there, fellas. I mean, 8 of their last 10 points have been assisted on.
And they just keep finding the open man.
And, you know, talking about Darren Williams, last year wasn't all bad. I mean, nearly 7 assists a game, 3.5 rebounds, a steal. Not the stocking stuffer he used to be, but he still battled and still contributed.
Wall with the steal. Feeds it to Temple. And it's sent back by Nowitzki. And Williams, here we go. Rejected by Wall. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. The offensive rebound. The Mavericks have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there.
Don't you love the chemistry? Those guys work so well together in the open floor. And you can tell they're just a little out of sync. I think he just wants to get everybody back on the same page.
Yeah, I like this timeout, Greg. I think it's a good one because it looks like they need a minute to talk things through here.
So timeout called here, the first for Washington. It always seems the Mavs are able to compete for a title, Clark, but their window might be closing with some of their stars aging, namely Dirk Nowitzki.
You're exactly right, Kevin, because Dirk is the centerpiece of that franchise, has been for over a decade. They made the Rondo trade last year trying for a big finals run, but eventually they'll start to have to build for the future.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. JaVale McGee's checked in for Pachulia. Villanueva comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Chandler Parsons, he's checked in for Anderson. And Barea subbed in for Darren Williams. Shot by Gooden is no good.
And when you look at the Mavs, they have always built through free agency, still tinkered with the roster this season to get into a position to compete. Not having any lottery picks for so long has hampered their youth and development.
Williams, he's checked in for J.J. Barea. And the Wizards making a change here as well. Morris is checked in for Porter. Williams' shot is off.
The shooting numbers just aren't.
It's not possible what we just... Clark, is that possible?
Not probable, but it is possible, partner. It is possible.
And think about it, guys. That's one of the few guys in the entire league who can pull off something like that.
Second chance shot. They get it back.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
It's blocked. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Matthews. There's 49 seconds left in the third. Out of bounds. Dallas will take possession.
Mavericks ball.
Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Williams again. Sessions. 6 to shoot. Nobody near Parsons. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Beal can't get that one to fall. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Wizards out front, running away with it. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. And welcome back to the 2K Sports broadcast of the NBA, celebrating Martin Luther King Day. Anderson is out there with Charlie Villanueva. Then there's Harris. And there's JaVale McGee. And it's Barea in at the 1 spot. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas.
Another year now of the fantastic MLK Day matinee games. I mean, a great tradition that the NBA has done well to embrace over the past seasons. There's so much to honor the work of Dr. Martin Luther King and celebrate the game of basketball at the same time.
Williams, he's checked in for Devin Harris. Mavericks shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively.
When he's wide open like that, he'll rarely miss those.
Morris, no good.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Anderson, no good. Now Washington takes it the other way. And for Dr. Martin Luther King, the impact, Greg, he has had on sports, all sports, immense. The NBA, no exception. The league would not be the same without him.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, the NBA has had some barriers broken down when Dr. King was alive during the Civil Rights Movement. A lot of the foundation for how the league came to be during that time.
Pachulia, he's checked in for Dallas. And Beal kicks to Morris. Sinks the three-pointer.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Got a hand on it.
Boy, I tell you what, the complexion of this game would be completely different if he'd shot the ball anything like he's capable of.
Misses the wing three. The Mavericks have gone 0 of 3 to start the fourth quarter. And that's a foul called on Ramon Sessions. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Well, the game's getting bigger, going international. But at least in the U.S., it really seems the game is going indoors. Back in the day, the legends of the game still played on the blacktop. That's becoming a thing of the past.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Dirk.
I'm not sure how I like this one. He used the rim to get some true hang time there.
Now, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff.
Okay, that was just
I'll buy that for now.
a good old-fashioned chin check right there.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior.
There's the lob to the hoop. Great communication on the alley-oop.
Boy, you got to love it. The picture-perfect alley-oop.
A little surprised, though, Clark. He didn't go for the big slam, but it works just the same.
Counts for two.
Yeah, it does. Almost makes it a little more special, though, when you can have a little bit of grace as opposed to just the full Monty with the power.
Gooden dishes to Sessions. Morris into the lane. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
And how about the agility coming from the big man? I mean, that's not something we often see from him.
You know, it's never going to be, Greg, a 360 dunk when he goes up with it, but it will be 2 points. We do know that.
You know, you can sacrifice a little athleticism when you've got the size he does.
And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
Wes Matthews, a hard-nosed player on the wing. Strong frame, and he really does put it to good use at both ends.
So for the Wizards, Oubre is checked in for Marcus Morris, and Allen Anderson subbed in for Bradley Beal. The kick out to Anderson. From deep. Shot's good.
I think they're trying to go for the kill here. I mean, they're starting to take a lot more three-point shots than they had been before, looking to run away.
And as long as you keep getting quality looks, the coaches should have no complaints. Play with confidence.
Speaking of Matthews' strength, he really gets into you defensively.
Yeah, he wants to make you feel it. I mean, very physical. And offensively, he likes to post up and back down weaker, smaller defenders. I mean, you give him that mismatch, he will attack it with vigor.
Nowitzki with the steal. The pass to Barea. Fires the three. Washington with the rebound.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
And that's a foul called on Ramon Sessions. And that'll be his third foul so far.
And one thing we know is that across the board in the NBA, attendance is up all over. Franchise values are also at an all-time high. Overseas, the game continues to grow as well.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Powell, he's checked in for Pachulia. Felton comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Harris subbed in for J.J. Barea. Nowitzki hits them both. And the media deal in play says a lot about the popularity. It's not just broadcast. Fans are showing up as well.
Sellouts were at a record 700 last season, Kevin. The previous record was 676. Almost 22 million regular season fans. That's a big number.
Good. And Harris gets the assist. And that's 19 points for Dirk Nowitzki. Oh. He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
that could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'll tell you what, that is the crowd pleaser of all crowd pleasers.
Nowitzki drives in. He shoots again. Goes up again. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Nowitzki has been playing really well. 8 rebounds, and all the steals he's collected only add to his impressive stat line.
Whether he's picking someone's pocket or picking off a pass, he has been a disruptive force out on the floor.
The Wizards making a switch here. Gortat's checked in for Gooden. Nene comes in for Chris Humphries. Porter's checked in for Oubre. And Garrett Temple subbed in for Allen Anderson.
It didn't take their time in wrapping this game up. They came out with a sense of urgency.
Nice ending spurt to polish it off. Once they had him on the ropes, they started throwing haymakers at him.
The whole knockout blow.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe.
Yeah, he cuts the deficit a little bit, but not as much as he could have. One miss can make a big difference.
Wall passes to Temple. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And free throws, so he goes 0 for 2 there. 30 seconds left in the fourth. Knocked away. To the middle. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Felton leading the charge. A floater. And Parsons gets it to go.
That's outstanding hang-time improvisation right there.
Kicks it to Nene. Dishes to Temple. Knocks down the 3 ball.
And the fans already heading for the exits. Clearly not pleased with the way things turned out today.
Well, Greg, this was a well-deserved win. I mean, they came into this building and acted like it was their home turf. I mean, they were the ones calling the shots and controlling everything.
And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one.